All right, well, we've been bundling up lately with this weather. It's been so chilly, and that air is very dry, Josh.
Very dry, although we'll add some moisture to it through the remainder of the night.
It's like desert air with cold temperatures.
Yes, it has been a little unusual for November, but hey, we'll get back to that regular scheduled programming with the warmer and, of course, rainier conditions arriving as early as the next few hours. 46 degrees, that's where we currently reside, with overcast skies above our heads right here in downtown Portland. Of course, afternoon highs today did manage to bounce back up into the mid-50s for us. That's several degrees hotter than our average of 52 for this time of year. So yeah, we'll call 56 degrees hot after those bone-chilling early morning lows. Right now, falling back into the low to mid-40s across the I-5 corridor, just the same out along the coastline and up in elevation as Hood River resides at 45 degrees right now. No rain accumulation so far. That will be changing as we move our way through the rest of the overnight hours. You can see a little bit of that moisture suspended above our heads, not actually making its way to the surface just yet, but the cloud coverage still widespread as we prepare for these prefrontal clouds to eventually give way to some accumulative rain as we move our way through the rest of the night tonight. So you can see the cloud coverage staying persistent overhead. It's going to act a bit like a blanket for us, so not getting as cold as what we have been experiencing during the overnight and early morning conditions, but then the wet weather, it does ramp back up again just before midnight. Because of this cold front sweeping its way across our areas, the low travels its way south along the west coast. It's going to end up with our friends in Southern California, unfortunately, causing more insult to injury after the soaking rains last week. More wet weather on the way as we start to dry things out because of this ridge of high pressure. That's going to bode well for us, especially if you got any of those outdoor activities planned for the weekend, because that will stay persistent through Saturday and Sunday before our next batch of wet weather. So here's where the most widespread persistent rain is expected to fall, from the coast to the Cascades, with a few additional snowflakes possible above, I'd say, about 4,000 feet by about 10 o'clock. Once we approach midnight, that's when the drying trend starts to get underway. Tomorrow, maybe a brief rain shower or two as we start to break down that cloud coverage by the afternoon and evening hours. That makes for a cold night and a foggy start to the day on Friday. But again, we stay mostly dry until we get into Saturday, and then we break apart some of those clouds ever so briefly. As rain accumulation piles up close to a couple of 100ths of an inch, I think we'll be closer to about that quarter-inch mark for us right here in the city. As the fog remains up in elevation, no snow in sight. Timberline Lodge at 29 degrees, but that snow elevation level returning to the 4,000-foot mark tonight into tomorrow before we start to warm things back up again by the weekend. So I'm sorry to say, snow lovers, this latest system only bringing us maybe an inch to maybe 3 inches at the highest point of Mount Hood, but really not a big snowmaker for us. If anything, just some persistent rain for the valley. 44 degrees, that's where we fall to tonight. Again, those clouds kind of acting like a blanket to stop temperatures from dropping too dramatically. As tomorrow we get things back up into the mid-50s. We'll break down that cloud coverage, enjoy a few sun rays here and there with our winds out of the south-southeast at about 5 to 10. All right, hard to believe Thanksgiving just around the corner. Trying to plan that trip. Traveling anywhere across the Pacific Northwest, we stay mostly dry. A few scattered showers possible for Thanksgiving Thursday itself. But overall, travel looks to be a-okay as those temperatures ride out into the low 50s, if not even the upper 40s as we approach the middle and end of next week. But you'll notice a dry weekend ahead as many kiddos have the whole week off from school. Yeah. But hey, you know, not too bad of a way to round out the month of November.
And those are some nice days where people can start putting up those lights if they want to do that for this time of year. Yeah.
I know, hard to believe it's already wrapping up.
We'll be right back.